Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Stuart and today I'm going to talk to you about the second stage repair of the air vent on my Citroen DS. Now the first stage repair was to rebuild or to make a new inner skin for the air vent. You may want to watch that first. Today what I'm going to do is run through the next stages, which are the repair of the top plate. So this top plate needs some welding and repair, some patching and then finishing off. But I have to admit I got that completely wrong. The damage to the top cover was far worse than I realised, and it was just a complete rebuild. I had to do it and preserve as much of the original metal as I could, but in the following sequence I'll show you how I did that. Here's a reminder of the panel I'm going to repair today. It's the top skin of the air intake, arrowed here in the centre. I really thought this would be a simple job to plate it and move on, but I now know that the cover was completely rusted out and I had to make repair plates for the 4 sections in red boxes. Didn't leave much of the original. It may be a small part, but still quite a big job with lots of curved surfaces to replicate. I'm starting by repairing this sidewall. First, I've got to remove the bracket from the side of the housing. I do this by drilling out the spot welds with a spot weld drill. Now the bracket can be removed so I can see the surface of the housing underneath. As you can see, this is pretty rusty, with some holes that go right through the skin. That indicates that this entire area will be rust damaged. So I've started by cutting away the rusted metal and made a plate to cover the area. I've cut that to size and joggled the edges of the plate. You can see the joggled edges here. They tuck under the original skin so will fit flush. Then tack welded that in place. Tack welds are small weld links that hold the new plate in position until I'm sure I'm happy with the fit. Next area I'm looking at is immediately above that sidewall. This is quite rusty, so I've cut away the rusted metal. The sidewall I just tack welded in will keep the shape of the skin intact while I work on this part. Here I'm using the piece I've just cut out to form the shape of the repair plate for the hole and clamping that into the cover. So this section can also be tack welded in place. With those 2 repair sections looking good, I can seam weld them and move on to the next section. This will be a replacement for the front fixing surface. I started by clamping a plate I cut from Zintek to the top cover to get the right shape. Here from a different angle, and in this photo you can see the rust inside is causing the top cover to gradually break apart as I work with it. Here's the repair plate removed from the top cover and marked up for cutting and bending. Here I've cut the panel to size along this edge, and will now fold these 2 edges upwards to match the shape of the original top cover. To do that, I've clamped down the repair panel and slotted the edge. Then folded it down by gently hammering along this line. Now I've shaped the outer edge to match the original and marked where the 2 fixing holes will be. The new piece is replacing this area. Time to cut that off. There'll be no going back once this is done. And here's that job done. Hope this works out. This is the new edge plate clamped into place and fitting pretty well. And here is a test fit of the new inner skin with the edge plate and the cover fitted over that. Making some progress now, so time to look at the last major rusty area, which is this edge. This has some awkward curves I'll have to match. I've marked this up ready to cut out what's left of this area. And here's that done. I started repair of this section by cutting a rectangular plate, marking up the areas to be cut away at the top corners, and a length to joggle where it will fit under the original cover. The tool to the right of my repair plate is the joggler. The shape of the jaws will put a step in the edge of metal plates so repair plates can fit flush against the original metal without a step. Here's my repair plate for the end section. I'm just putting some gentle folds in it by hand along these lines to match the shape of the original. Then the corners need to be cut away. And then I can fit it into the top cover. Looking good. This section originally curves in two directions. It kind of bulges out a bit, so to get the correct shape I slotted down the sides and formed that by hand. And adjusted these tabs to get the right shape. Here's my repair panel for this section and it's almost finished. Both of these edges are now joggled to tuck underneath the original cover edges. With that panel finished, I'm now ready to start assembling the front edge and the side to the remains of the old top cover. Here those two panels are tack welded in place. With all the repair panels fitted, I'm ready to grind down the welds. The top cover will be visible, so I'd like it to look close to original. Here's the cover with the welds ground down along these four areas and this area. With the major panels fitted, now is the time to go round and finish off some details. There's a small hole here, so I'll fit a tiny plate to cover that and weld that in like this. There's a small hole on this edge that needs a spot repair, just here. I'll open that out with a small burr fitted to the Dremel until I reach good metal, like this. And this is a small repair plate that will fit behind the hole. Here's that welded up. Last job is to close up this slot. I've just bridged that with some weld. With repairs done, here's the inner skin I made in my last video. And with the repaired top cover fitted, looking good. Final stage of the air intake repair will be to reassemble this repaired top cover to the new middle skin and the original bottom cover. I'm looking forward to finishing that and getting the finished air intake painted. So that's the top cover finished. What I have to do now is to take that new top cover with the inner skin that I made previously and put that together with the original bottom skin to complete the job. Once that's done, then I can paint it, finish it, and it can get back on the cart, which is where it belongs. If you like watching this kind of work, keep an eye on my channel, Ask Stuart, and I'll upload some more.